Okay, now the air compressor's running, so I have to drown that out as well. Anyway, got the thermostat changed out. I do have the luxury of an air compressor and an air ratchet, so that goes really quick. There's only 2 bolts in it. You don't have to worry about cleaning it, putting a new gasket on it, or anything like that, because for flushing purposes, it's not going to leak enough to hurt anything. Just put it back together, run it down snug. Before I forget it, when you take a bolt out of a car, truck, trailer, whatever you're working on, when you take that bolt out, use anti-seize on it before you put it back in. Paint the threads with anti-seize. On older vehicles, they've been through so much rain and rust and mud and crap that broken bolts are a big issue. So if you will anti-seize bolts when you put them back in, I anti-seize everything, even dash screws, so that they don't get stuck and break on the next time I have to work on something. So anti-seize every bolt that you take out. Anyway, thermostat's back in. About to flush the block. I do on the inline 6 Jeep Cherokees that I have had. I've had several of them. I always go to Lowe's and I get, I believe it's 1.5 inches, the proper size of galvanized pipe that fits inside this upper radiator hose. It does go inside, it does restrict the flow a little bit, but not enough to hurt anything. I've never had a problem because of it. And I cut this top radiator hose and then I put that inside, and I use a radiator hose clamp on each side of it. On these old Jeeps, the only way to actually purge the air out of this top radiator hose, because it comes up and goes across the AC compressor and then back down to go in the radiator, there's an air bubble that's caught in here. It's probably why it doesn't cause any problems, because that air bubble causes more restriction than this pipe does when you put it inside the hose. Anyway, it's just a standard piece of galvanized pipe. It is threaded on each end. If you've got a piece laying around, cut a section off of it. And it's looks like it's about 3 inches long, maybe 4. And I stick that half of it back in each side of that pipe and put a hose clamp on it. That way, when I fill this, I can take one end loose and I can run a screwdriver or a pick up and under there, and I can purge the air up. I forgot to tell you, make sure the engine's cool before you start doing this, because this thing is under pressure. When you take a radiator cap off, a hose off, or something like that, and it's hot and it's under pressure, it's going to spray hot liquid out on you. It will burn you. I've been a victim of that under accidental circumstances, of course. But make sure it's cool so there's no pressure on it. And I'm going to take this apart at this joint, and I'm going to turn the water hose in there, and that'll go through and flush the block.